the young and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful day, but honestly, my brain is in absolute shambles after what we just witnessed on our screens. Grab your emotional support water bottles and buckle up, because we are diving straight into the deep end today. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. I am genuinely unwell. Like physically vibrating, pacing around my living room and questioning my entire existence. If you haven't seen the latest update from Genoa City, you need to sit down, because I am about to ruin your life in the best and worst way possible. I am legit hyperventilating right now. The sheer audacity of the writers. The cinematic mayhem. It is giving major I cannot even energy, and we are spilling all the tea right now. I feel like I have been personally victimized by the writer's room, and I need you all to suffer with me because this is too much for one person to carry. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Okay, remember how we were all spiraling over Nikki Newman's absolute tragedy last week? She had the bandages removed, and she was completely blind. Like, total darkness. Remember that scene where she smashed the vanity mirror with her hairbrush? Genuinely, my soul actually left my body during that scene. Melody Thomas Scott is a literal legend, and we all felt her agony. And Victor, don't even get me started on the vibes with Victor. He was playing the doting, supportive husband, getting her blankets and telling her she's safe, while secretly, which is honestly so unhinged, stealing all her Newman Enterprises shares. Bestie, be for real right now. He is officially on my do not perceive list. I mean, who does that? Who liquidates their blind wife's assets while she is heavily medicated? Only Victor Newman. That's who. Remember how he convinced her she was dying just to get her to sign that medical power of attorney? But hidden in that legal jargon was the transfer of all her personal shares into a trust he controls. I am genuinely sick to my stomach thinking about it. He was playing God with her life and her legacy, all while she was trapped in darkness. Bestie, I cannot even process the level of betrayal. Oh, hold on, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I was literally mid-skincare when this new episode started, and I smeared charcoal mask all over the rug because I gasped so hard. It is going to leave a stain, and I don't even care, because my reality is shattered. So, basically, we start with this incredibly emotional moment. Nikki is at the ranch, and suddenly, she can see. You guys, her sight comes back. The absolute joy, the tears, the sheer relief washing over her face. It was like the sun came out after a 10-year winter. She looks at Victor, and they just burst into happy tears. It was straight up beautiful. I was sobbing. They were sobbing. The lighting in the living room was giving this weird golden hour aesthetic that I was totally obsessed with. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. So they are having this massive, triumphant, love conquers all moment. Victor is holding her, and you can legit see the relief in his eyes. For a split second, I actually forgot that he is a manipulative mastermind who liquidated her assets while she was drugged. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on. But yeah, they are celebrating. Nikki is smiling, looking around the room, taking in the world again. We love to see it. I am totally living for what Nikki just did, overcoming this massive hurdle. It felt like the ultimate victory lap for our resilient queen. She has survived alcoholism, she has battled multiple sclerosis, she has survived so many villains, and now she beat this terrifying optic nerve tumor. It was giving survivor energy, and I was here for it. But then, oh my God, send help. I literally had to yeet my phone across the room. Out of nowhere, in the middle of this beautiful tear-streaked celebration, the vibe completely shifts. Nikki just stops. Her eyes go wide, and she collapses. Straight up drops to the floor like a rag doll. I am genuinely screaming at my screen at this point. Victor catches her, but it's too late. She is already going down. And it gets so much worse, besties. She starts seizing violently, like full-body, terrifying convulsions right there on the pristine Newman Ranch rug. The contrast between the joy from 5 seconds ago and this absolute horror is giving me whiplash. I am not okay. I am personally offended by this plot twist. Why can't they just let her be happy for 5 minutes? The camera angles were so chaotic, capturing the sheer terror of the moment. Victor is on the floor with her, holding her, screaming her name. And then this is the part that genuinely gave me nightmares. She starts foaming at the mouth. Yes, you heard me. Foaming at the mouth. It was so visceral and horrifying. The medical emergency of the century. I was clutching my chest because I am literally too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. It was like watching a horror movie where the monster is her own biology. You could see every muscle in her body tensing up. The way her hands curled, the way her head threw back, it was genuinely traumatic to witness. And the foaming at the mouth? I had to pause the screen and walk away for a full 5 minutes because I was gagging and crying at the same time. The makeup and special effects department deserve an Emmy, but also a lawsuit for emotional distress, because I am scarred for life. Victor is completely losing his mind. You know, Victor Newman, right? The stoic, ruthless, mustache-twirling billionaire who never lets his emotions show. He is straight up bawling. Guttural, soul-crushing sobs as he holds his wife, who is actively seizing and foaming at the mouth. He is screaming for the guards, screaming for an ambulance, just totally unraveling. It was a high-octane psychological masterpiece of a scene. The stakes are astronomical. I mean, this is the love of his life, the woman he just betrayed on paper, but clearly still loves obsessively, dying in his arms. The karma of it all is just too thick to cut with a knife. The paramedics arrive, and the chaos is just dialed up to an 11. Sirens blaring in the background, which, side note, why do the Genoa City ambulances always sound slightly out of tune? Like it's this weird flat pitch that always distracts me. It sounds like a dying goose. Anyway, tangent over. The paramedics burst in, and they are doing all the medical jargon stuff, strapping her to the gurney, taking her vitals. Victor is hovering over them like a frantic ghost. He looks so small, you guys. The great Victor Newman, completely broken and helpless. I am spilling all the tea right now, but honestly, my heart was breaking for him, even though he's on my do not perceive list. They rush her to Genoa City Memorial, and the pacing is so fast I am getting whiplash. We are bouncing around the timeline of my emotions right now. 1 minute I'm crying happy tears, the next I'm terrified she's going to die in the back of an ambulance. Victor is riding with her, holding her limp hand, tears streaming down his face. The cinematic drama is a 10/10. The lighting in the hospital corridors is that harsh, unforgiving fluorescent glare that just makes everyone look sickly and desperate. It's giving major medical drama energy, and we are invested. I swear, the aesthetic of that hospital set hasn't changed since 2015, but right now it feels like the most terrifying place on earth. We get to the hospital, and it's just a waiting game of pure torture. Victor is pacing the waiting room, looking like he hasn't slept in a decade. He's probably thinking about all the shady stuff he did with her medical power of attorney. Like, karma is coming for him, but at what cost? Nikki is the one paying the price. The doctors are in the trauma room for what feels like an eternity. I am biting all my nails off. I am practically inside the TV at this point, demanding answers. Where are Nick and Victoria? Oh, wait. Nick is probably off somewhere having a drug-fueled meltdown over Matt Clark. Literally, Nick is high on fentanyl and cocaine, threatening to murder Matt, driving like a maniac, while his mother is dying. The irony. And Victoria is probably off somewhere making googly eyes at Kyle Abbott, completely oblivious to the fact that her family is crumbling into dust. The disconnect between the family members right now is driving me absolutely insane. Someone needs to send a mass text right now. Finally, the doctor comes out. And besties, the news. The news is the most insane, world-ending tea ever. It's not just a complication from the vision surgery. It's not her MS acting up. The doctor looks Victor dead in the eye and drops a nuclear bomb. Nikki has another tumor, and it has spread. It has aggressively metastasized, and she is in critical condition. Her life is literally hanging by a thread. I am deceased. My soul has left the chat. I am staring at the wall like I am in an episode of The Office. Just deadpan horror. Another tumor? Are you kidding me? After everything she just went through with the optic nerve compression, the blindness, the fear of never seeing her family again, this is so unhinged. The writers are genuinely trying to destroy us. Victor's reaction is everything. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't threaten the doctor like he usually does. He just crumbles. He breaks down crying right there in the hallway. The invincible Victor Newman, weeping openly, completely shattered by the reality that he might actually lose his Nikki forever. It is the most vulnerable we have seen him in literally decades. I am calling it right now. The villain arc is about to go nuclear, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update. Because, think about it, if Nikki dies, or even if she just hovers near death, Victor is going to lose whatever tiny shred of humanity he has left. He's already been acting like a menace, bringing Patty Williams back, triggering Jack, stealing Nikki's shares. But a grieving Victor? A Victor who couldn't save his wife? He is going to burn Genoa City to the ground. Everyone is in danger. Jack Abbott better watch his back, because Victor is going to need a punching bag, and Jack is right there. And don't even get me started on how the rest of the family is going to react. Victoria is already suspicious of him stealing the assets. She is busy sparking a highly controversial romance with Kyle Abbott, which is honestly so unhinged, and I am totally here for it. But when she finds out her mother is dying, she is going to rip Victor apart. And when Nick finds out his mother is on death's door with a spreading tumor, and that his father might have been focused on corporate greed while she was sick, the Newman family is going to implode. It's going to be a bloodbath. I am literally hyperventilating just thinking about the family meeting at the hospital. Imagine Adam showing up, trying to play peacemaker, but actually just making it worse because he's busy offering to buy Newman Media from Sally Spectra just to spite Victor. The layers of drama. The absolute web of deceit. If Nikki dies, there is no glue left to hold these absolute psychopaths together. They will tear each other apart for sport. I just can't get the image of Nikki seizing out of my head. The sheer terror in her eyes right before she went down. The way she was finally happy, looking at Victor, seeing the world, and then bam. Darkness again. But this time, it's not just her sight, it's her life. It's so tragic and beautiful and twisted all at once. Like this specific betrayal by her own body feels like a personal attack on my soul. I have been rooting for her so hard. I feel like I need to write a strongly worded letter to the network because I cannot emotionally handle this level of trauma. Okay, I need to go breathe into a paper bag or something because I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this world-shattering saga. My grip on reality is slipping. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I'm going to be refreshing my feed every 5 seconds waiting for the next update. Will she survive? Will Victor confess to his shady trust fund moves before she dies? Will Nick crash his car before he even makes it to the hospital? Will Victoria and Kyle's secret romance be exposed in the middle of the ICU waiting room? The potential for chaos is literally endless. What if the doctor is wrong? What if Victor tries to buy her a new brain on the black market? Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. I am genuinely spiraling into existential tangents over here. I feel like I need to call my own mother and tell her I love her just because this show has traumatized me so deeply. I am physically clutching my chest. My heart rate is at like 150 BPM, and my smartwatch keeps telling me to sit down and do a breathing exercise. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Basically, keep your eyes peeled, besties, because we are in for the ride of our lives. Genoa City is never going to be the same after this. I'm going to go wash this dried charcoal mask out of my rug and cry into my pillow. Stay strong, stay invested, and I will see you guys in the next video if my heart hasn't exploded by then. Literally send thoughts, prayers, and maybe a cardiologist to my house because I am genuinely unwell